Good morning, Pelham Road. It is unseasonably refreshing today. It's not cool, but it's not as hot as we normally expect September to be. So let's just raise our hands and praise the Lord. This is from Psalm 137. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down and there we wept. And we remembered Zion, or home. On the willows there we hung up our harps. For there our captors ask us for songs. And our tormentors ask for mirth, saying, sing us one of the songs of Zion. Sing us one of those songs from home. But how can we sing the Lord's song in a foreign land? Many situations make us feel that we have been exiled to a foreign land. We might have moved to a place where the culture is different than what we experienced earlier, and it's hard to adjust. Sometimes that's called college. We may have discovered that suddenly our cherished beliefs are so radically at odds with those of the people that are around us that we actually feel like we're an alien in our own home. And we feel like if we speak up to sort of establish our position, that people yell us down. See, the psalm here is a reflection of what it was like for the Hebrews to have lived in exile, away from home, away from people like them, away from the culture that they were familiar with. I think it was around 587, Israel was conquered, and its top tier of leaders were taken to Babylon, and they were permitted to live and work, but they weren't able to leave. Babylon was like a prison to them. They were in exile. The Babylons probably hoped that the Jews would assimilate and lose their culture and their religious identity. And Babylon was this very urban, cosmopolitan civilization. And it was one of those places where they worshiped a lot of different gods. And they considered their Jewish captives backwards may be a strong word. They consider them sort of narrow-minded. And so they're really mocking them when they say, sing us one of those songs about Jerusalem. You know, for us it'd be, sing us that, tell the old story of Jesus. Or Blessed Assurance. Sing one of those old-timey tunes. And they were really sort of mocking them. Many people have had to live in some kind of Babylon. We've had to live where we cannot speak without people criticizing us. We seem out of place. Maybe we're out of place because it feels like we should have been born in another era or born in another place. And it becomes quite the negative culture. And that's what the Hebrews were enduring. And it is tempting. It is tempting to negate our own convictions and just say, well, they're really not that important. I'll just do what I have to get along. It's more important to have a neighbor that'll talk to me. So we just keep quiet, walk away from controversial conversations. And what we're doing is we're sacrificing our integrity when we do that. We're doing the thing where we're trying to say, well, let's just have a relationship, even if it's with Babylonians. I mean, that's better than just sitting in the house by ourselves. But one of the most important spiritual strengths we have is our integrity. To be honest with ourselves. To be exactly who we are. Hopefully we'll be loved, but if not, you're the only person you have to sleep with. Recognizing that what was at stake was nothing less than the integrity of their souls, the Jews of Babylon formed communities in which their heritage and their ethnic convictions became vastly more important to them in exile than they had ever been before. It's funny. In exile, they became more Jewish. They sought people of like-minded faith. They spent more time with each other. They told their stories over and over again because they were so vastly different than their Babylonian captives. I mean, they chose to build a community where they could be themselves, be there safely, even if it put them at odds with their surrounding community. Well, there was a little bit more, but I see my neighbor has turned on his power tools, so we'll call it a day. See you tomorrow.